company, they are providing the A plus certifications. A plus mean, if you can see the track of certifications, their first certification is ITF plus. ITF plus means they are providing the material of the engineer who knows the IT help desk. Like if you know already, if you are working as a help desk engineer, people will call you on the phone that my computer is not working, my printer is not working. So that kind of stuff you will be dealing with the users. That is called IT help desk. So their first certification is related to IT help desk. This is called ITF plus. After that, you can jump into A plus, which we are doing now, this course A plus, which is related to essential of hardware. But it is not only essential of hardware. The only essential of hardware, I have just decided to make it in one module. That is, first module we will be installing and configuring mobile devices and hardware, and I have divided this module into two sessions. Two sessions mean one session will be about 2 hours. Like on, we will be dealing on Saturday, Sundays, and Saturday you will be having 2 hours here, and then Sunday you will be having 2 hours to cover up. So in first session, we will be covering installing and configuring laptop hardware components. Like we will be knowing each and everything about the laptop, and then we will go to the mobile side, mobile display. Like we will be knowing what kind of displays available in the market nowadays, like on mobile devices, PDAs and these kind of laptop, how they work and all these kind. If you want to open the case for checking the PDA, and if you want to open the screen and you want to see what kind of liquid is there, then you will understand about the display components. After completing this, we will come to the sides of the laptop, like what kind of ports options are there, how we will be looking after the ports, different accessories we can connect, different kind of port structures are there, what kind of ports are connecting for WAN and LAN and for Wi-Fi and all these kind of stuff. After that, we will jump from inside of the laptop to the outside world. Like if we need to connect outside things to the simple computer, what kind of media we will be using, what kind of cables we will be using, what kind of Wi-Fi we will be using, what kind of wireless communication we will be using. Then the next section will come, basic understanding of the computer networks. Now we will be connecting media in first module to go to the outside world, how we will connect to the switches, how we will connect to the routers, how we will connect to the internet, how we will connect to the access point to getting the Wi-Fi. So in this, we will be understanding basic networking, what are the different types of networks like LAN, WAN, MAN, how it builds, how it communicate, what kind of topology they use, star topology, bus topology, and all kind of stuff, and its operation, how these networks will work, like how LAN work, how WAN work, how different devices communicate each other. Then we will jump into common networking devices, like what is switch, what is router, what is hub, what is translation media, what kind of firewall we use, different kind of devices we will learn. And then we will go for other hardware options, like we have to connect outside the world and we need some translators, we need some other hardware options are available, like our data is going from outside, it will be converting from bits to signals, what kind of devices are there, so other hardware we will be learning. After that, we will be knowing hardware of the networking, types of networks, and what kind of different networks are available. We will jump into basic understanding of how computer network work one by one. Then we will be having fully understand that how computer networks work, and what are the different protocols, what are the different models are there to understand the networking. So after understanding the networking hardware, networking devices, networking communication, and networking type of things, we will directly jump into third module, which is related to cloud computing and virtualization. In cloud computing, we will be learning about different cloud computing models. Like before, we have to build our own data center. Like we have to put our servers, we have to put our electricity and all that in our building. Nowadays, this is not the case. Every organization is now using only cloud services. So what are the different cloud services models are there? Like we can buy infrastructure as a service. We can buy the whole hardware. Hardware will be there on the cloud. We will just paying them and we will be using their hardware. So it will be called infrastructure as a service. And we can also buy their only services as a services as a software, services as a services software as a service, like Microsoft Office. It is built somewhere, it is running somewhere else, but we are just paying and we are just using them. So there are multiple models of cloud computing are there. We will be knowing what kind of different models are there: infrastructure as a service, software as a service, platform as a service. We can just only hire their devices, we will be managing that. So there are different models of cloud computing we will be discussing in future. We can use it. And after discussing these model, we will understand the characteristics of these model, like what is the use of infrastructure as a service, what is the utilization of software as a service. So different characteristics are there, different benefits are there, different disadvantages are there. We will be discussing all the characteristics. After understanding the cloud computing, we will be knowing what is virtualization. What is mean by virtualization? We will be understanding like there is a company VMware who is providing multiple kind of operating systems. Like you can virtualize this laptop and you can use multiple windows inside this hardware. Like there is a software VMware workstation we will install here. Practically, we will install in this hardware and we will know that I will be using Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows 7, Windows Linux, Mac, Apple, same laptop we will be using on this platform. Like, and then after doing this, we will be understanding what kind of different problems came to this. Like you are saying that when we will make installation on the virtual hardware, then there will be some problems came, then we will be dealing with this problem, how to troubleshoot the problem. For example, while creating the virtual machine, this is not booting from USB. How to tackle this, how to make USB bootable, how to make it possible to install the operating system, what kind of different iOS available on the market, how to download these iOS, how to use these iOS, how to crack the softwares, different kind of troubleshooting, different kind of problems we will be discussing. And after completing this section related to cloud computing and virtualization, we will jump into operating system and security. Like if we will create a virtual machine, on that virtual machine some kind of operating system we will install, Windows operating system or Linux operating system or whatever operating system. When we will install the operating system, we have to know inside the operating system, that is basic troubleshooting, that how Windows driver will work, how if I click on the printer, if I need to connect with the network, we need to set up IP address, we need to go to control panel, what are the different options available in the control panel. So inside operating system we will be knowing what are the settings, how we can rename the computer, how we can connect it to the network, how we need to troubleshoot if it is not connecting to Wi-Fi, where we need to look at, where we need to troubleshoot. So different kind of operating system option inside we will look at. And so after doing this operating system, there is a one basic lecture about security. There is another field separately we can go for security, like only to secure the things. That is fourth field. But usually people don't go directly to security. They do first operating system things and networking things and virtualization and compound cloud computing. Then they jump into the security field. Because okay, so you have basic understanding of the course. So as a recap, this company CompTIA is just giving services for the students. They have multiple levels. We were just discussing they have first certification ITF, which is we can skip because this is just basic hardware, how to get printer and how to troubleshoot things. So you can directly jump into this essentials of hardware. Essential of hardware is not only essential of hardware. Basically, these are two domains inside. They have two courses. If you want to get certifications also, you can have two papers or two exams, core 1 and core 2. So in core 1 you have to understand mobile devices like laptop, which is we will already discussing what is laptop, what is the hardware and all that. And then you have to understand the networking. Even in this certification you will have to know the networking, and then you have to understand basic hardware like operating system and security and all that. And fourth, you will understand virtualization and cloud computing, which we already have here. And then hardware and basic troubleshooting. That will be one paper. And in the second exam, you will be learning operating system, security, software troubleshooting, and operational procedures, which I have the fourth module here. So I have just taken two courses, two core courses, big courses, and I have just made one course, basic course. So you will be having all the knowledge of it.